going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today is the day that a lot of you have been waiting for. So many of you have been asking about this Corvette. I think it's time. I don't think it's time. It's absolutely time to tell you the story. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. I know a lot of you are really frustrated with it, but I honestly, for a little while, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to tell the story or not. I didn't think you guys would be all that interested in it, but I've seen comments regularly pouring in saying that you want to know about the Corvette. What happened with the Corvette? Why do we still have it? What is this about GM paying me out $10,000? Is it to keep my mouth shut? Well, if that's the case, they messed up, because we're about to tell it all right now. But how about before we get into the Corvette, I gotta do it, guys. I got to. I'm sorry. The old girl, man. I walked by it just a minute ago, and it's like begging me to start it up. So I think we'll try to give it a cold start. See if this choke is working properly. Looks like, oh yeah, she's closed. All right. All right, yeah, let's give her a cold start, man. Let's see how she runs when she hasn't been started yet. Last night I was working tirelessly on the old girl. I fixed all of the dash lights. They're green, a beautiful green. I took out the radio down there that was stashed in the glove box, and I'm going to probably relocate it right under here. That's the idea anyway. Let's see. Let's let that fuel pump prime. Oh, this is on. Let's turn that off. Give it a couple pumps of gas. See how she starts up. Look at that. First try, man. Ooh, she's not happy. She's not. I may have to adjust the fast idle. Maybe the choke too. Yeah, she's not happy at all. It's never done that before, so it's got to be because of this damn choke. It's got one of these right here, you know what I mean? I think the choke is just too far closed, to be honest with you. I mean, that is completely shut off. And boy, does she smoke. Now, I haven't added my lead substitute to it yet. I'll get to that. You know what it is? The fast idle cam is turned too far down on it. No, it's not even utilizing that at all. That's bizarre. Ooh. Ooh. Could have a slight timing issue there, although I did set the timing last night, but maybe I didn't get it set quite right. Anyway, let's skip that. We'll save that for another time. Let's get in to the vet. All right, so here's the story on the brand spanking new 2019 Corvette. We'll take a quick walk around it real quick. As you can see, she's gorgeous, man. She's gorgeous. The AutoSpot LLC did a phenomenal job. Unfortunately, there's so many things to go over, but I don't want to make this a super long video. Hopefully you guys can see the body lines. They don't line up in the back, man. Starting about right here, you got a major overlap right there. But this side, truthfully, is the worst. Look at the gaps here. Look, you can stick a flathead screwdriver in those gaps. Look at all this. I mean, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. And look how when you go down here, look how the bumper just sticks out, man. Look at that. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. And it's actually chipping the paint. There's nothing like spending $60,000 on a car to have it screwed up by the dealership that's supposed to be able to work on it. Same thing right there. Overlapping here as well. It's really frustrating. Now, if you go to the front, you'll see the front lines up perfectly. You know why? Because the front has never been worked on. All the lines are good. There's no overlapping anywhere. It's perfect. Okay, so let's just start with that. Now, I did get the windows tinted, and I think it looks a lot better with the dark windows. I have had no more problems with this car, guys. None. Aside from the fact that I never could get Bob Howard to fix the body lines. So, at the end of the day, what happened with the Vette? Well, let me tell you. So if you remember, we bought the car from Bob Howard Chevrolet in, I think it's in Edmond, right off the Broadway extension or Northwest Expressway, whatever it is. I think it's off the Broadway extension. It's been so long since I've been there. They actually trespassed me from the property, so I'm not even allowed to go back on their property again, because they're straight up, they're a bunch of liars. I've got audio recordings, and I thought about sharing those with you guys, but I'm not going to. Audio recordings are kind of boring when you're watching videos on YouTube, but I can back up what I'm saying. Okay, at the end of the day, I trusted them to sell me a good car, and they didn't. It was a brand new car, and I don't blame them for the Corvette having issues. That car could have landed at any dealership in the world. You know, it's just one of those things that happens. It pissed me off. I was really heated and upset about it, especially since it left me stranded on the side of the road when it had like 140 or 145 miles on the odometer. Like, literally left me stuck on the side of the road, where I sat for, I think it was around 2 hours, waiting on GM's roadside assistance to not come get me. At that point, I think it sat in service for a couple of months. Now, you guys already know that portion of the story. When we got the car back, it was running and driving fine. The day I picked the car up from them, it was pouring rain outside. I didn't get a chance to look at the body lines. I didn't get a chance to really check the car out. It was torrential rains the day I got the car. So I didn't notice that my rear bumper was not fitted properly. That came after I got the car back, and I'm cleaning. It was filthy. The car was literally just disgustingly filthy. I took it to a car wash on the next nice day, and when I was washing the car, that's when I noticed the body lines weren't right. And I was like, oh, come on, you got to be kidding me. So I called the dealer and discussed the body line issues, and they're like, yeah, we're going to fix it. I talked to Tim Branch, who is the manager of, I believe, the entire dealership, and he said that they would correct the body lines. Well, shortly thereafter, I got a check engine light. I used my MaxiSys Elite, and I took pictures as well as a video of the codes. We got a code for an over voltage issue, which was something like over 15, or it was over 18 volts for more than 5 seconds. That's a very serious issue. You're charging, so your car's electrical system should not be seeing over 18 volts like that, which is why the computer set a code. I also got a code for my exhaust valves not functioning properly or being stuck open or something like that. Now, the exhaust, I have an Axleback aftermarket exhaust on my car, which the dealership installed for me. I have an MBRP on the Camaro SS. I've got an MBRP on the Corvette. The Corvette has valved exhaust. The dealership installed that exhaust for me. Now, to be perfectly fair, the dealership did me a real solid. They installed a set of Michelin Pilot Sport AS Plus 3s, all seasons, for free. They didn't charge me a dime for it because I did not like the run flats. They also installed my MBRP exhaust for free. So really cool of Bob Howard to do that. I'll give credit where credit is due. But aside from that, this is where things start falling apart. So I sent it back to the dealership, and I was like, let's just take care of all this at once. We have an issue with exhaust valves. We have an overvoltage issue, which I sent them the pictures and the video. And we have body panel fitment issues that need to be taken care of. Well, Tim Branch said this is all going to be taken care of. Time goes by. I end up having to call them multiple times to find out what in the hell is going on with my car. They tell me that the issue with the exhaust is my aftermarket exhaust is faulty. My aftermarket exhaust is defective and causing the issue with the valves for the check engine light. I don't buy that. And the guy, the service manager or whoever I was speaking to, literally contradicted himself. He said that he believes that my aftermarket exhaust is causing the problem, but then I have this in audio recording. Then in the same conversation, I told him, I don't believe for a minute my exhaust is causing these problems. And he said, oh, no, I don't think it's your exhaust causing the problems either. Well, which is it? My exhaust is causing the problem, or my exhaust is not causing the problem? I then proceeded to tell him that I think the bigger issue here is not the exhaust valve codes, it's the over voltage code for the computer saying that it is seeing more than 18 volts for in excess of 5 seconds. And the thing is, like I said, I sent him and everybody else that I've been dealing with there pictures and video of this code for the over voltage. He claimed he didn't know anything about it. Well, he's like, what over voltage? I didn't see that in my scanner. And I'm like, it was there because I've got pictures of it and I sent it. He's like, oh, you sent pictures? I said, yes, I sent pictures to Zach. I sent pictures to everybody. I'll have to look at those. Yeah, when we checked your car's codes, we didn't see anything. Awful convenient how the over voltage issue, which is a pretty serious issue, disappeared. What do you think? You think somebody maybe accidentally erased it? Oops, it's gone. We never saw it. Well, unfortunately for them, I have proof that it was there. You know, at this point, I'm getting really pissed off because I feel like they're dicking me around. You know, and I'm sorry, but when you've got a customer that comes in and buys your flagship car, okay, they got a Camaro Z01 there too, but I mean, you're talking about Corvette. Granted, it's a base model Stingray, but this isn't like I went there and bought a Chevy Spark or something. You know, I went and I bought a car right off your showroom floor. You should do me right. Well, time goes by and here's what they decided. They basically said, too bad, so sad, and sent me on my way. They said, you need to come get your car. First they said I couldn't come back on the property. I got into an argument with the manager, Tim Branch. He was telling me that he told me literally that the back bumper on that car looks like every back bumper on every Corvette he's got on his showroom floor. At which point I said, cool beans, man. I said, let me grab my GoPro. Let's you and me walk around your dealership and you show me all of your Corvette back bumpers and I will record the whole thing and then we'll go look at mine and we'll record that too and we'll compare. And he, at that point, when I said that, he said, you are banned from this property, so you better not come up here and record anything. And I said, you've got $60,000 of my money sitting on your property, which gives me 60,000 reasons to show up. And he said, well, you can come get your car, but other than getting your car, you're trespassed from the property. Good job, Bob Howard Chevrolet. It's taken months because I had all this stuff tied up. Now we can talk about it. They literally told me I'm not welcome back on their property. This is a customer, right here. I spent $60,000 and they have banned me from the property because they're a bunch of liars. That Corvette, I've looked at other Corvettes. I know my car. That back end didn't look like that. It looks like that now because they took it apart and they didn't put it back together right. What are you going to do about it? I don't know. So time moves on. I'm so tired. That's why it's why I bought the Tesla. That's why I ended up with the Hellcat. I'm so sick of the Corvette. I'm just done with it, man. I'm done with the Vet. I don't enjoy it nearly as much as I used to. It's depressing. It's just every time I look at it, it just reminds me of the headache that I had to go through just to get it back in my driveway. And for a dealership to be that unprofessional, they told me they sent it to a body shop, and the body shop said they could not get the bumper realigned on it. Are you serious right now? That is a crock of crap. That rear bumper hasn't been touched. It hasn't been adjusted. They threw it together, slapped it together, and sent it on its way. That's a good way to treat your customers, Bob Howard. So moving on from that whole experience, now we move on to General Motors because I'm so pissed. My car, here's the deal. When you send your car in for warranty like that, it has to be given back in the same condition it was when it was new. It's supposed to be in pristine, perfect condition. But they didn't give it back to me that way. It's not in the same condition it was when I bought it. The body lines are all off. There's a chattering noise that has been present since I bought it. They said that is normal clutch chatter. It didn't chatter when I first got just a slew of issues. Let's just leave it at that. We'll make this a lot shorter by just saying there's a slew of issues that the car's not right. It's not right, and it probably never will be. So my buddy Eli, who sold us the house for AAR headquarters, he contacted me. He said, hey man, he said, if you need a lawyer to help you through this, let me know and I'll help you at no charge. So I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Eli, because he didn't charge me a dime and he got results. Now, could we have taken this to court? Could we have fought this? Yes, we could. Did I want to? Not really. I'm so over and I'm so over this car. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with it. So he sent a couple letters to General Motors. General Motors responded, and General Motors did not want to take this as a lemon. They don't want this car lemoned out. So GM sent us an offer of like $5,000. They're like, for $5,000, let's just forget this whole thing. And discussing it with him, with Eli, he said, I think we can do better. And I said, you know what? I think we can do better too. $5,000 is not worth the headache that I've been through. I said, let's like try for $10,000 or $15,000. And he said, I think we can do that. He came back like a week later and said they sent another letter, GM. GM said, we are offering you $10,000, take it or leave it. Otherwise, we're going to court and we're closing the case. And I thought about it, and I said, do I want to go to court? Do I want to fight this whole thing? I really don't. That car has been such a headache. I said, you know what? I'll take the $10,000 and I'll use it to build the shop. And that's what I've done. They did send me the check. The check cleared. Good thing GM actually has $10,000 in the bank. The check cleared, and I put it directly into building the shop out at AAR headquarters. I offered Eli compensation because obviously this wouldn't be possible without him, and he wouldn't take it. So that's how good of a guy Eli is. He's a good man. Even though we don't hang out or anything, I consider him a good friend. He's done a lot to help us out. And Eli, if you're watching this video, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, man. You've been great. You've been great. I really do appreciate everything you've done, because he is literally helping to build the shop out at AR headquarters. Because of him, this happened, and here we are, with a shop that's going up. It's being built right now as we speak. Now, I had to sign a disclaimer saying that because I'm accepting this $10,000, we can never lemon law the vet. So the vet cannot be lemoned. We cannot ever lemon law. I don't care if the same thing happens 10 times to it, it can never be lemon lawed. But we still have the full warranty. Everything is the same. It just can't be lemoned. So as far as the body panels go, yes, I can take it to another dealership and I can have them straighten out my body panels, and I may or may not do that at some point. We still have the full active warranty and everything on it. And aside from a few minor quirks here and there, nothing major. The car has been running and driving very well. I haven't had any major problems, and since I got it back from Bob Howard, I haven't had a check engine light come back on, and the car has 3,000 miles on it now. So imagine that. We bought the Corvette in November, and it is now July 7th, and it has only 3,000 miles. That tells you how much I drive it. 3,000 miles since November. So that's the story. Could we have done better? Maybe. But it is what it is, man. You know that song, ooh, take the money and run. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Well, that's what we did. We took the money and we ran with it. So I sincerely hope that answered a lot of your questions. I know a lot of you really did want to know what was going on. And unfortunately, it's kind of an anticlimactic story. We did get $10,000 out of it, but I mean, it's not like we went to court. It's not like we battled some big multi-billion-dollar company and we beat them. They gave us chump change. For a company that size, they really that was pennies for them. Absolutely nothing. I do wish things have been different. If we weren't in the middle of a pandemic, if we weren't in the middle of a lot of things, I may have considered taking them to court and seeing how far we could go with this. But there's just too much going on right now in my life and in my business life and in the world in general to be trying to take something like this to court. So, you guys may agree with me, maybe not. I don't know. Comment down below and tell me what you think. I think we came out, I wouldn't say we didn't make out like bandits. We didn't come out great. We didn't win any major victories, but it's a small win, and it goes a long way to helping in building that $40,000 shop. Seriously, that's a quarter of the entire cost of building the shop. So in my opinion, it all worked out. But you go ahead and comment below and tell me what you think of the deal that we got, whether you think it was a good deal, a bad deal, or just an average deal. If you like the video, give the video a big thumbs up. Let me know you enjoyed it. And with that, we're going to get out of here. I still have the Vette, you know, and yes, I'm still making payments on it. It's still insured, and occasionally I even drive it. But lately, I'll be honest with you, I've driven this 59 Coronet more than I've driven the Corvette. So it is what it is, man. I'm going to get out of here, guys, but I appreciate all of you watching. Please comment down below, like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, you can click that subscribe button. I'd truly appreciate that as well. And you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Auto Auction Rebuilds. And until next time, stay safe out there, buddy. I'll catch you all very soon in the next one.